Hello and welcome to another edition of the NRS podcast. I'm John Lofstock, and today I'm joined by Susie Silliman, who is the Vice President of Data Strategy and Sales, and Brandon Thurber, who is the Vice President of Data Sales and Client Services for National Retail Solutions, or NRS. Hello and welcome. How are you guys doing?
Hey, we're doing great, John. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. Brandon, how are you?
Good, John. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. So, you guys are doing some really cool stuff on the data side, and I know that you're producing a monthly press release that talks kind of about the sales and the performance that are going on at the stores that you monitor. So, why don't you tell us a little bit about that and what our listeners today can learn from all of this?
Sure. So National Retail Solutions operates a point of sale system that is a hardware software bundle that has been designed for the independent operator, the mom and pop. And we have national coverage. We now have over 25,000 point of sale systems in these small format independent stores nationwide in every state. We have systems in over 22,000 stores, individual stores themselves. So when you think about this national network of independent small format stores, we host the point of sale system. So we are collecting data in real time. And that data both is a reflection of how the network itself is doing, right? So all of those stores sort of in aggregate that operate the NRS point of sale system, but it also is an early indicator of broader retail trends. And being that we host that data in real time, it is one of the first available sources for a national retail read for monthly performance data.
It's very cool. So, there's got to be some correlation. Can you explain how you compare NRS performance to overall U.S. commerce data for and the relationship between the two?
Sure. So we started this comparison over a year ago, about a year and a half ago, and we take our 3-month same store sales, dollar sales, compared to the U.S. commerce retail excluding food service 3-month rolling average, and we do a comparison. And for the first 7 or 8 months of delivering this report, these two were very correlated, almost perfectly correlated. There's no such thing as perfection, but it was so very close. But then about 9 months ago, we noticed a shift in trend. And as Susie said, this is one of the first available sources, and we can deliver this very early in the month before the commerce data comes out. And we have seen in the last 9 months, likely to be 10 months in a row, that our stores are outpacing retail commerce on a same store sales perspective, anywhere from 2.5% to 6%. So that shift is showing that the NRS stores, the independent stores, are becoming more and increasingly more of a shopping preference for the inner city consumer.
That's really fascinating. Do you think that this recession or the just what's going on with the economy right now is playing a role in that? Is it that people are just shopping more local, or avoiding trips to the supermarket? Is this more
Yeah, I think that our retailers, the NRS retailers, are providing a need that is unique in the market, and a consumer that is visiting the store anywhere from 3 to 4 times a week, picking up grocery gap fill or a snack on the go, is becoming more important. Not only are our dollar sales up, this is not just an inflationary number that our store owners are seeing, but the trips are also up. Traffic is up roughly 4%, and the items per basket is also up. So it's more consumers going to these stores more often and spending more money.
that's great.
John, I would like to also add, in terms of sort of your question, is this inflationary times, or are shoppers shifting their store preferences or their shopping behavior? One of the metrics that we regularly report through the press release is the price increase of the top items. And what we have found over the last year plus is that the NRS network price increases were actually less than what those sort of increases were, the inflation increases that were reported on a national average. So we were not seeing as significant of a increase in price of those top selling items reflected in the network as outside of the network.
This is really good stuff. I have to admit, prior to our initial calls on this, I wasn't familiar with this press release and this data push. So what is the cadence of when this is published, and when can I see it? When can the industry expect to see it?
So it is a formal press release, right? So it is out there in public domain. It's on a calendar month basis. So when you think about this month, August, full month of August, it is available, sort of barring any unforeseen circumstances, within 5 business days of that prior month end.
Okay. And where can I find it?
So you want to make sure you set your Google alerts to the NRS Insights same store sales report. Like Susie said, it's a press release that's picked up by PR Newswire. It's also on IDT.com, and often, most months, Yahoo Finance picks it up.
Excellent. So if I can put you maybe on the spot a little bit, talk about some of any other anomalies or some of the key findings you found maybe over the past few months that retailers are seeing, or that you guys are seeing as data experts.
So it's interesting to compare category by category. This trend is pervasive across all categories. So nationally, some folks are seeing beer sales or soft drink sales or cigarette sales kind of be stagnant based on these times. The NRS stores are often outpacing in those categories as well. Candy sales are up over 20%, and soft drink sales are up double digits. And this trend is not an anomaly in the sense that it's recurring. It's year to date, last quarter over previous quarter. The dollar sales of products in our stores in those categories is really continuing to grow.
Mm-hmm.
And John, also within each monthly press release, we really try to highlight anything of sort of importance that should be called out. For example, in the July press release, of course, that included the whole 4th of July holiday period. And what we were able to share is that our network for that 4th of July week actually outperformed year ago in comparison with the base period. So not only, from a secular perspective, are we seeing year over year growth, but the lift during the 4th of July week this year was significantly greater than the lift during the 4th of July week last year. And of course, there are some, leading categories that we shop during holiday weeks, summer holiday weeks, 4th of July weeks. So we saw a larger percentage of growth attributed to, your beer, FMB, cider, seltzer categories, your non-alcoholic beverage categories, even ice. Ice is a category that doesn't usually hit the radar screen in the NRS network, but we saw a huge bump in category sales for ice. So frozen novelties and frozen ice cream. So things that you would expect. But again, the data, being that it is all data-based from consumer offtake scanner data, it really just validates those trends.
And I think in following some of the national trends, that more people did those staycations and stayed home this year for the 4th of July. So that makes sense that they shop local and hit up some of these stores. I'd be curious to see future reports as we get into the holiday season, if the reduction in discretionary spending is going to affect our industry, the C-store and urban independent market industries, as we approach these holidays. Typically not. The C-store industry and the urban market has been somewhat recession-proof, but these are unique times coming out of COVID. So it'll be a fascinating report, and I look forward to kind of stacking these reports on top of each other to see where the industry is going. I don't know of any other reports like this. So is this kind of a first of its kind that you guys have, something that you guys have put together?
Yeah, that's definitely what we believe. And from the response that we have seen from financial analysts, et cetera, that have expressed interest, have asked broader questions, themselves interested in licensing the data, it definitely seems like it is hitting a need in the in the marketplace.
Great. So I look forward to following it. So Brandon, you had mentioned to set up Google Alerts, Yahoo Finance. What should we search for? Is there a certain name for the?
Yeah, the NRS Insight Same Store Sales Report.
Okay, NRS Insight Same Store Sales Report. All right, great. I look forward to, when does the August, well, we're still in the month of August, but you said it comes out within 5 days.
5 business days. Yeah. And I think we have Labor Day. Is Labor Day in the mix here for? I'm not sure,
I'm not even sure.
but within 5 business days of the end of August.
The end of August.
And if Labor Day is in that first week, then don't count Labor Day as a business day.
5 business days. Understood. Great. I look forward to doing this on a monthly basis to kind of really gauge where the market is going and identify trends that retailers can use as they stock their stores and try to sell more stuff, as we like to say.
Yeah. And we expect to share some nuggets on this podcast on a monthly basis that aren't contained in the press release themselves. So definitely tune in. You'll get more value out of some of the insights and information that we're discussing here on the call than what is contained in that press release.
Excellent. And yeah, we will definitely start to highlight some insights that stand out and give retailers the opportunity to arm themselves to bring in new products, new trends, new products. We've said this for years, are the lifeblood of what retailers do. The staples are obviously important, but generating excitement and providing new opportunities for consumers are also something that's very important. So everyone stay tuned. We will bring this to you every month. I look forward to working with both Susie and Brandon as we go forward. So any parting words, any words of wisdom from you guys?
No,
Thank you.
John.
We appreciate it, John.
Stay tuned. All right, everyone. Thank you for listening. We look forward to having you join us next month on the NRS Insights podcast. Have a good afternoon, everyone.
Bye-bye.